Hey y'all, welcome to the 2015 Christmas card series here at Race and Crafts. Today we are working on card number 4. This is the card we're going to make here. I used the SVG file, sorry I couldn't think of it for a minute, from Ms. Kate Cutables. This is, let me grab my notebook here. Because otherwise I get confused. Okay, this is All Is Calm. And All Is Calm is a sign, and I just took the background, which happened to be 3 layers. So it did all the layers for me. And to make my card base, all I did was I replicated by using the Mirror Right. And then I just slid it over just a tiny bit so I could weld the card. And then it literally, if you line up everything on top of the welded image and then make it the size you want it, it will literally just layer it perfectly for you. So it was really easy, which I like. Okay, so then this is the Sizzix ornament number 5, both the die and the embossing folder. And all I did was I cut some authentique pattern paper, ran it through the embossing folder, and then I used some, oh, I lost it, there it is. Then I just went over it with some Versacolor gold ink, and it just highlighted the raised, and I love how kind of vintagey it looks. And it goes great with the Paper Studio Remnants of the Season stack, because it's kind of a vintagey look as well. And then I used the EK Success Ticket Punch for this part. And the stamp sets I used were from Papertrey Inc.'s Christmas Poinsettia. And on the inside, on this one, I used Stampenda's, what is it? Wonder of the Season, but I decided I didn't like the way it looks on the inside, so I decided to use, on the next one, I'm going to use Unity Stamp Company's Embellished Season stamp set. So I'm going to start there, and I just used the gold ink last time, but I'm going to go ahead, since I did get out the embossing stuff, to do that little greeting on the front. I'm going to go ahead and just emboss this inside piece here. So I'm going to grab my powder tool and my Versamark ink, and we're just going to stamp that kind of towards the middle, but at the top. Yeah, see, I didn't get that very straight. I didn't think it looked very good on the on the stamp block there, but what's done is done. So this sentiment's just going to be a little wonky. Okay, so I'm going to grab my heat tool quick and set that. Oops, no I'm not. I see a boo-boo right there that I do not want. There we go. That's better. I can deal with a few stray pieces here and there, but if it's big and obvious, it's got to go. Okay, and I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to grab my little ticket piece, and then once again I'm going to powder it, and I'm going to grab my little greeting. And these, the Christmas Poinsettia stamp sets have some really great sentiments, but they're super tiny, which is great because then they're perfect to go on the front of a card like this. Oops, where's the dog hair? I can see it. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and put some powder on it. And then I'm going to grab my little tweezers here. And these are from EK Success as well. And they're awesome. Okay, well, apparently I didn't get enough powder on with my powder bag. So I'm just going to grab a paintbrush and scooch some of that off. Well, see? And then I hit the H. Okay, and we'll call that good. And I'm going to grab my lid so I don't end up with embossing powder everywhere. And I'm going to grab my little tweezers again, and I'm going to move that because we're done with that. Wow. Okay, we're using the back of it, but so we're just going to quick heat set that. Just like that. And then because my stamp is so super small, I'm going to trim some of my tag off because it looks really kind of unbalanced. So I'm just going to do that. And if I accidentally cut too much of the little swoop on the end off, I will just grab the stamp and bring it back in and literally just kind of tuck it in one of the corners and take a little more off. I thought about just doing a strip of paper and then just doing the little notches, but I thought this way would be easier. And the first time it was, but this time I cut a little bit too much off, but that's okay because I can show you how to figure it out. If you have one of those corner rounders that have the tag things on, it would be super easy, and I would be very jealous because they're just awesome. Okay, so here's our card base. This is what it looks like before it's been folded. And all I'm going to do is just line up the last little swoop in this line. Now I'm using a little bit thicker card, and it's going to crack because I didn't score it. And I anticipated that, and that's okay because, well, it happens even when I score with this. So I'm just going to take my little sanding block and kind of sand them off a little bit. It's not going to hurt anything. Nobody will know the difference. And it just will get rid of those few little bump pieces that you don't want. Okay, so let's pull in our layers. And I'm going to do this quick before I forget, like I did last time. Okay. First of all, get the pattern paper going the right way. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some metallic cord that I have in my stash. It's just some gold cording here. And I want it to look like our tag is hanging down. So I'm going to kind of decide where I want my ornament to hang from. And I'm going to just flip it over. And I'm going to grab a piece of Scotch tape. And I'm just going to tape it down. It's really that simple. And then I'm going to flip it back over and make sure we're hanging in the center because my last one was off just a tiny bit. And that looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some pop dots here, and I'm going to go ahead and just put this guy on so I don't have to worry about him flopping around. And I'm just using some Thermoweb pop dots here. And then this guy is just going to literally flop back over and hang, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to grab my ATG gun and I'm going to go over this cording a little bit just so it's nice and secure. But before I actually go ahead and put it on my cardstock, I'm going to put the front piece down because it will be easier to line it up that way. Well, I guess they're both kind of icky looking. There we go. And then I can pull in this piece. And you're just going to layer it just like you would normally. And they layer really nice. I've been having a lot of fun just digging through my cut files and making shaped cards out of them. It's a lot of fun. Particularly, I like the Miss Kate Cuttables because the layers are so easy on her files anyways. And she does a daily freebie. So if you guys have a silhouette or a die cutting machine, I would go check her out. Okay, and I got this inside off a little bit so it's wonky anyways. So okay, so now all we're going to do is we're going to grab that little ticket shape and we're just going to fix it down here at the bottom. And that's our card for today. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to check the information bar below for a link to my blog where you will find a list of supplies and measurements for this card. I'll see y'all next time.